Alright guys, welcome to Friday Night Magic at Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming. I am Ryan O'Loughlin, and tonight with me I have...
Kurt Nye.
And we've got two awesome players down in the feature match. We have Josh Ankeny on the left, he's playing Bant Eldrazi, facing Mr. Thomas Jones on the right, he's playing Hey Soul Sisters. Hey Yo Mr. So, this isn't a common matchup.
I was gonna say, I honestly don't know who this matchup favors, because I don't think I've ever seen it before.
I haven't myself.
Right.
Looks like Thomas is on the play. He's going to fetch down to 19 and get a Ravnica Plains.
Yeah.
I haven't myself.
Oh, what do you say?
That is the pre-release promo for Dragon's Base. Everybody got a Plains.
Sweet.
Yeah. And here's a sister.
Yep, there's a sister. So, like, with, like, a Bant Eldrazi deck, I'm not quite sure, because it's a little different than Eldrazi-tron. I would say Eldrazi-tron would probably be favored in this matchup for sure, because they're only really playing, like, a couple of creatures.
Right.
They're huge, and then he can just, like, all his dust away the board.
Yeah.
But Bant Eldrazi does play... quite a few more creatures. Like we just saw the Noble Hierarch come down, plays a lot of mana dorks, plays a lot of smaller Eldrazi like the Sky Spawners and things like that, which create even more Eldrazi Scion tokens, which triggers more Soul Sister
hold on. Did he record that he was at 19 from the fetch because he just went up to 23?
So he would have been at 1, 2...
Did he record that he was at 19?
Yeah, so he should be at 20.
He just went up to 23. Does the sister gain life when she enters?
I don't think so.
Okay. You want to run downstairs and just confirm that life?
Yeah, I'll run down there. I'll check.
I just want to make sure that's correct. While we're doing that, Mr. Josh is stirring the pots, as it would be, and he's going to reveal an Eldrazi Displacer. Now, you might notice that there's a white mana symbol in the top right of that card, but because it has the Devoid mechanic, it is in fact colorless and is a legal choice off of Ancient Stirring. Looks like he's debating about what land he wants to play for his second land drop of this turn. And it looks like Kurt is down there and they are recounting to make sure if he should be at 22 or 23. Just wanted to make sure he didn't miss that fetch land. And since he is playing Soul Sisters, the life totals are usually pretty relevant. And it looks like Josh is going to play a Ghost Quarter for his second turn. So 23 is correct?
Yes, I can confirm what everybody has always known and what Ryan and I have always feared. We're done. Yes,
Why?
No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'm not arguing.
So he said he cast the other sister first, then the Sarah's attendant would trigger both.
I mean, I'm not arguing.
Right. Our math is just so he said he cast the other sister.
Well, I brought it up before the Sarah's Ascendant came down. I was just confused.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We're fine.
All right.
So here's Ravnica
More promo.
Well, I brought it up before. Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We're fine.
All right.
So going to attack for 3. Attack for 3.
Well, I brought it up before. Oh, okay, yeah. We're fine. All right. So
and then this might be that's Zeus. It's the promo version of Mirren Crusader.
And it's like literally Zeus, like it's supposed to look like Zeus.
I don't think it's.
It looks like.
I don't know. Well, obviously it's not Zeus, but
right.
I would imagine Zeus was the inspiration for it.
It looks like.
I don't know.
Well, obviously
and there's
a
engineered explosives
one,
which is
which
pretty good.
Puts a damper on the sisters, and he's just gonna blow it immediately.
Just a casual 3-for-1.
Yep.
Or actually,
pretty
lost
good.
2 coins off that interaction. So.
Yeah, but plays another dork.
Casual 3.
No real love lost there.
Mirren Crusader is definitely a card that needs answered, though.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess it does.
The protection from black doesn't really
Mirren Crusader
affect Josh all that much.
I guess
it does double strike.
I guess it does.
A little troublesome, I would say, for sure.
So Thomas swings for 4, which will take Josh down to 13. And I guess a Thought-Knot Seer actually just stops this, well, or at least it would trade with it, because since it's colors, it's able to block.
He put himself to 10. Did he lose life that
He didn't. I don't believe he recorded his life damage from the previous attack. Here's a Micaeus the Lunarch for 2.
Can you X and he gets X +1/+1 counters? Or how does it work?
Let me pull up the text. Go ahead, yeah. I'm gonna pull the Twitch chat up here as well. Whoa.
Oh boy.
That is not us. Switching over to our channel briefly here. Have the shields down for a moment. We're not sure what's going on while I pop out our chat. Switching over to our channel. Or try to pop it out. Have the shields down for a moment. We're not sure what's going on while I pop out our chat. And we are back with our eyes on the game. It looks like in the meantime, Josh has cast a Thought-Knot Seer and is looking at Thomas's hand, which appears to have been a Path to Exile and a Ranger of Eos, and he chose to exile the Path.
Okay.
Which I like because this Thought-Knot Seer just basically stops the Mirror Crusader.
Yeah. Alright, so Micaeus, he is 1 in X, and he enters with X +1/+1 counters, as we saw. You can tap him to put a +1/+1 counter on him.
Right.
And you can tap him and remove a +1/+1 counter from Micaeus to put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control.
So Thomas is going to cast Ranger of Eos, which will let him search for 2 creatures with converted mana cost of 1.
Probably just 2 sisters.
2 sisters, yeah. It lets him find 2 sisters, and it's a 2-for-1 that helps him reload against attrition decks like Jund. So actually, he's going to grab a Kythian and a sister.
Is that the promo kit?
Yeah, it's the San Diego Comic Con. So actually, he's going to grab a Kythian.
He's taking it out because he can't read it. Kythian, interesting. This is an interesting. Soul Sister was
it's more human based. It doesn't play cards like a Johnny's Pridemate or Squadron Hawk, which are very traditional Soul Sisters cards. It's more human based.
I'm gonna take a closer look at this very Crusader art, which are very traditional Soul Sisters cards. I guess I see a little bit of Zeus in there.
Oh yeah,
he does have a little bit of a beard.
He's totally Zeus.
He's very shiny, and he's got lightning in the background.
He's pissed at Percy for stealing his lightning.
Yeah. Okay, alright. I follow. I'm with you.
So there's Forest for Josh, and it looks like he's confirming the board. He has a Thought-Knot Seer and an Eldrazi Displacer in his hand. And he will get to cast that Thought-Knot Seer and steal one of those 2 cards that Thomas found. Which one would you take?
Between Kythian and the Soul Sister.
Yeah. Which one would you take?
Between. Did he just take it?
He took.
I was leaning towards taking Kythian. One Soul Sister by itself
being the
isn't
last
gonna do a lot.
Especially when it's the last card in your hand. Yeah. And he could probably flip that Kythian on the turn after he casts it.
Right, which would be pretty problematic.
Mm-hmm. And he could probably. All right, so here's the sister, and his last card is 3 dudes. Seriously, Spectral Procession.
Wow,
taking him up to 27 life.
All right.
Dudes, seriously.
Pretty decent draw from Mr. Jones there.
Yeah.
Take advantage of his sister right off the bat. Pretty decent draw from Mr. Jones. Those are some
Transformer cards, I think.
Biffy looking spirits.
Yeah, they're real nice. Transformer cards. All right, and he's just going to pass it back because he can't really attack into these 4/4s.
Right.
They're real nice. Looks like Josh drew Path to Exile for the turn, which could kill the sister, the Micaeus. You probably want to kill the Micaeus, right?
Probably.
He
only gets 1 activation off of it because it has to tap.
Yeah.
So you probably want to get that taken care of before he starts tapping it and getting it out of control.
The Displacer can also blink it and remove the counters off of it.
It can, yeah. It's not a bad idea.
Can also blink it and remove. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on the Bant Eldrazi versus.
Either way, yeah. See, either way, he is just going to start pumping up all his creatures, and that's going to be really problematic.
Do you want to like path here with the first activation on the stack?
You definitely don't want to let him get 2 activations out of it.
So you probably don't want to let him untap.
No, I wouldn't. Because then he's got 9 points of flying damage coming at him.
So you probably don't want to
that he can't block.
Yeah, that sounds real scary.
So, yeah.
Too bad Josh didn't have the path already in his hand when Thomas cast the
Spectral Perception.
Spectral Perception.
Because even still, I mean, having 3/3 flyers is bad. Having 3/2/2 flyers is still
it's a fast clock. Yeah, especially with the ground locked down as it is.
Right.
Although on Josh's next turn he can start blinking those tokens and killing them.
He can.
Yeah, especially with the
but he probably will take a pretty
on Josh's next turn he can
chunk here.
Zeus also now wins in combat with a single Thought Knot Seer, though Josh has 2.
No, it'll still die. Well, one Mirren Crusader.
Yeah, it'll. Yeah, you're right.
So one.
So it's still a trade with.
Ranger Vios will trade with 1/2, which will. So he's gonna trade those,
and then Thomas will draw.
Gonna have to draw 2 cards.
Yeah, which is I think he's okay with.
Yeah,
I think he's on the plan.
I'm Thomas, I'm okay with that too, because now you probably draw 2 creatures, you gain a bunch of life.
Although this could be the part where he starts getting hurt because this deck has no filtering or draw other than Ranger Vios, and if you just like start drawing lands here, but that was a pretty good draw.
Does it?
And that
that does put him.
Yeah, and that takes him up to 30. Yep. So that thing is a 6/6 flying lifelink.
It puts him at 31.
Yep. And Ghost Quarter, which could be relevant.
Yep. I mean, it could have been relevant a few turns ago.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's really going to do much.
I know, but the other 2 cards he had were powerful enough that it.
Right.
We're fine, yeah.
Turning on Saracen and getting a Martyr.
The other 2 cards. Actually, the Martyr isn't very good in Sands.
Yeah, Martyr Sands. Got it. Yeah, that's not great in this situation, but it does help get him just a little bit higher above 30 to make sure that series can stay large and in charge.
Large and in charge. So that whole flying clock, pretty good now.
Yeah.
So I guess
he's almost dead on board.
So I guess now you have to start blinking the Sarah's Ascendant just so it doesn't kill you. And that means that you can't. Well, no, because he can activate Displacer multiple times.
He can activate it twice right now.
Which means he can tap the Ascendant and kill a token and slow the clock down a good bit.
Yeah.
Which means he can. That Displacer is a big problem. Thomas wants a path.
Yeah, I would say so. 6/6 flying lifelink is pretty tough to deal with.
Alright, so we're gonna throw a bird in front. He's got plenty of mana. He can go ahead and use that bird as a speed bump. Oh, and this means he'll get to kill 2 tokens. So this is actually really good.
Yeah. He is allowing Thomas to gain a lot.
Oh, and this means he'll get to kill 2 tokens. So this is actually really good. Yeah. Well, there's not so much you can do about that.
Right. Well.
All right, so
if you want to beat Soul Sisters, you eventually have to start.
But now, since he got to kill 2 of those tokens, on the next turn he can kill the 3rd token, and he has that Ascendant permanently locked down. Now, since he got to kill 2 of those tokens, okay, so now
he's dead. He's also at 2. We haven't been updating his life total, but
oh yeah, we should probably do that. It's been a while since I've been in the booth.
He dies. He's dead. He's also at 2. We haven't pretty much.
Oh yeah, we should probably do that.
Anything? I mean, he dies. He can blink the token, blink. He can't blink both of the Ascendants, so unless he drew Path here, he can blink
the token. Which he may have since he's not conceding.
He can't blink both of the Ascendants.
Or maybe he was just wanting to check Thomas to make sure he'd attack. Which he may have since he's not.
So here's the problem. His only source of white mana right now. Oh no, because he can use Cavernous Souls for that, right? You get to use abilities off Cavernous Souls.
I'm not sure. I don't think so. No, I think it's just I think it's just a cast. Yeah, it's a colorless and 2 for the activation.
I'm mixed up with it. So.
No, I think it's just a cast. So yeah, it casts Eldrazi Displacer costs 2 and a white to cast, and a colorless and 2 to activate. All right, so Thomas gets game 1. We'll have to try harder on the life totals for game 2. Alright, so Thomas gets
picked a rough deck to follow.
Remind me to add Soul Sisters to our soft ban list for camera matches.
Oh man,
right up there with good old Scape Shift.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
It was.
Why Scape Shift? What's wrong with Scape Shift?
Right up there with and it's also like whenever they cast the Scape Shift, where it's just like, all right, do you want to do the math, figure out if he's dead, or do you just want to wait and see if he picks up his cards?
Yeah.
Whenever they cast,
I got to pilot a Scape Shift deck.
All right, do you want to do the math, figure out if he's dead, or
just messing around with some buddies.
Yeah,
it was fun. I mean, it seemed it seems like a really easy deck to play. It seems like a really easy deck to play and win with. Without having to do a lot. You just ramp.
I'm gonna have
and
to
then pray that you draw a Scape Shift.
Those tokens were not Transformers cards because I'm 90% sure that's Wolverine.
Yeah. Looks like Wolverine to me.
Those tokens
Some weird Wolverine Transformers crossover.
So while we're between games here, I want to take a minute to talk about our event that we have tomorrow. It is our Team Unified Modern Tournament. It is at noon. It is $25 entry per player, and you play in teams of 3, so that means the team contributes $75 to the prize pool. And so Team Unified, what's Unified? What's that? What's the difference between a unified team event and a regular constructed team?
Well, we learned this just the other night when I had Pat message you, because there has been a fairly recent change to how Unified works.
When I looked, I guess it isn't actually that recent.
Oh, it's not? No. Well, maybe because Unified events don't get done that much.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of how it works just because I've never ran or played or watched or paid any attention to a Unified event.
Yeah, so one of my teammates in our team chat that we have, strategizing and such, brought up a deck building concern with that new rule.
Right.
And I looked at a deck building concern with that new rule.
Right.
And I looked at a deck building concern with that new rule. And I looked at a card other than a basic land shared between
the 3 players.
The 3 players.
Right.
So, like, you could do like a split where somebody has like 3 paths and the other person has 1 in their deck, but you couldn't do more than that. But the new rule is that if one deck has a card in it, no matter how many copies of that card are in that deck, none of the other decks on that team can use that card.
Right.
Which is much more restrictive.
Insanely so.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about things like fetch lands.
Right.
And like if you wanted to play like multiple green decks or multiple blue decks, like that hurts. Also shock lands, because a lot of decks play like 1 or 2 of a single shock, like 3 color decks.
Right.
If you wanted somebody who one person wanted to play Jund and one person wanted to play Grixis, then you have to talk about Blood Crypt and Bloodstained Mire.
Yeah, who's getting what? Fortunately for my team, we came up on some deck lists that don't have any overlap, which is nice, and I'm sure everybody will. And one of the exciting things about that is that I'm expecting tomorrow's meta game to be very diverse.
Right. Well, it has to.
Yeah, it has to be.
All right. So Josh is on the play. He's going to start off with the Yavimaya Coast to take 1 to stir the pot, and he revealed another Eldrazi Displacer. Josh is on the who, despite his loss in Game 1, the Displacer was very good. There's Flagstones of Trocare into a Sister. Who, despite his loss in Game 1, I mean, why not if you're playing all white, I guess. All right,
that's the one that if it goes to the graveyard, you get to search for another land, right? Or
a plane.
Another planes?
Yeah, if it is destroyed, you get to the
That's the one that if it goes to the
Alright, so here is the
Sky
Spawner, which brings in a 1/1 Eldrazi Scion.
Thomas up to 22.
Yes. So here is the Sky Spawner.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Bant Eldrazi that I was talking about in this matchup that leads me to believe it's not going to be quite as good.
Well, I think that a key card in this matchup could be Reality Smasher, and we didn't see that because the trample is super relevant.
Right.
Well, I think that. All right, so it looks like he's going to Ghost Quarter himself to pull out 2 planes, which means he can thin his deck a little bit. He's going to Ghost Quarter himself. Interesting choice. I like it.
Yeah, he can also float 1 white and essentially have access to 2 white. Which could be relevant if he wants to cast a Crusader. Or a
Name it.
I can't name it. I know what it does. I can't.
Activated abilities cost 2 more.
Costs 2 more, right?
Yep.
What's that called?
You asked me too fast.
I know what it does.
Activated abilities cost 2 more. But it's an enchantment for 1 and a white that says activated abilities cost 2 more, which may include but are not restricted to fetch lands. It's an enchantment for 1 and a white that says activated abilities. So it excludes mana abilities. Alright, so here's an attack. Full 3, taking Thomas down to 19. And then here's Thought-Knot Seer, so we're going to get to see Thomas's hand.
Good old Eldrazi temples firing off those Thought-Knot Seers.
So,
way before they should.
Bant Eldrazi doesn't actually play fetch lands, does it?
Not that I'm aware of, because they want the pain lands.
Yeah.
So that they can get the colorless mana off of them.
So Thomas shows Archangel Thune Plains, Spectral Procession, Path to Exile, and I'm not sure, and Iganjo Castle.
Probably want to take that.
Yeah.
That way you make sure at least that the Thought-Knot Seer will stick, and
well, the Archangel could
off the top.
The Archangel could be a real. I agree with taking Path, but down the road, the Archangel could be a huge problem. The Archangel could.
You got to deal with the immediate.
I agree. I agree with taking Path. All right, so here's Iganjo Castle, another good utility land.
Oh yeah, I love it if I'm running Ojutai.
Oh yeah, that's good. Well, he's got it for Macias and Kithian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, and then Spectral Procession, 3 dudes.
3 life. Gonna put him back up to 22. Oh no, 23 because he gained a life off of Thought.
Oh yeah. Might be. Yep.
This is gonna.
Oh, you know what? I think that's where I missed that point of life in game 1 is where he gained a life from his opponent's creature. Because I always forget that you gain life off of creatures from both sides of the board. I think that's where I missed that point of life.
We're making you do work.
Always
post vacation, come back and keep track of all the life totals.
So I had a vacation, but it wasn't. But vacation with kids is not the same as vacations when you're an adult. When you're just hanging out on the beach sipping margaritas. All right, here's explosives for 0. I think.
Yeah. And it looks like he's gonna sack.
He's gonna have to pay
Scion.
He's gonna have to pay 4. Yeah. But that will clean up the tokens. I'm not sure how good that enchantment is because there's not Displacer. It's really good against Displacer. Yeah.
Makes Displacer work a bit better.
And here's Noble Hierarch. And attack for 6.
Puts Thomas up to 24, and then attack will take him down to 18.
Got it. We are doing well this time. I've had it cast against me semi-recently, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I've played against that card. I've played against
Champion of the Parish.
More enduring ideal decks than I care to mention the past couple of weeks, and that is always in those.
And Thalia's Lieutenant, which will put 2 counters on Champion of the Parish and 1 counter on the Sista.
Goodness, my phone is buzzing off the hook. I'm just trying to look up the name of that card here.
And here's an attack, and Josh falls down to a 14. I need to bring our Twitch chat back up. And Twitch chat is back. Here's an attack, and Josh falls down to a 14. I need to bring our here.
Oh, here we go. Suppression Field.
I knew that.
I knew it had the word field in it.
When I was at the GP in Louisville in January, I was in a side event on Sunday, and I was playing against Enchantress, and they played that against me, and I was playing Maverick, and that just wrecks me, because Maverick has a million activated abilities. Alright, so, Noble Hierarch, we're casting Displacer, and this ability will cost 5.
Yep.
Which is certainly not good, but Thomas does...
This puts Thomas back up to 21 life, because he has gained some life.
Yeah, he has gained...
Rion.
Certainly not good. But I'm trying. It's not the math portion. It's the paying attention.
Remembering all the triggers.
Yeah. I can never play Soul Sisters. All right, and here's the attack. It's the 4/6, taking Thomas down to 15.
So far, staying a little bit ahead of the life gain.
Yeah.
Josh is managing to do. See, now he's got the big beaters up.
A Sarah's Ascendant would be not be terribly threatening here. Here's Champion of the Parish.
Oh, that's a shiny Champion of the Parish.
Oh yeah. The whole deck's. I think the whole deck's foil. He's working on making it Japanese foil.
We have EJ in Facebook chat saying he can hear the stream twice. He's wondering if it's something on our end.
Let me see if I have it open. I think I might have... yep, here we go. Boom. That should fix it.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Probably just affecting the people watching on Facebook, I imagine.
No, I think that'll probably... Yeah, it should affect... yeah, because that, even though I have it muted so we can't hear it, it's still sound that's getting captured.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry about that. I'm still knocking the rust off myself a bit here.
All right, so Josh got the big creature still, but Thomas keeps putting +1/+1 counters on his guys. It's going to...
I think what Thomas wants here are flying creatures.
Yeah.
Archangel, 1/1 spirits, Squadron Hawks if they were in his deck, but they're not. Looks like the players are discussing something. We might be getting a judge call here in a moment. They may be discussing life totals or suppression field. It could be a topic of conversation. Maybe one of us will step down there in a moment. Yes, I believe that is the signal
a judge call. You
for
want
a
to
judge.
go down or you want to go down?
Whichever you...
I'll go down.
Okay.
I'll be the runner. I'll be the errand boy today.
Well, I'll get the next one.
All right.
Yes, we are coming.
We're coming.
I'm imagining this is a judge call about suppression field, but we will enthusiastically await the return of Mr. Kurt Nye, and he will give us the lowdown. I will keep track of the time on this judge call. Maybe it's not about suppression field. Doesn't seem to be the case. But I'm sure Kurt can handle it. If you missed earlier, we are having a Team Unified Modern event tomorrow at noon. It is $25 per player, so $75 per team. It should be a pretty awesome event. I know a lot of people have put teams together and are brewing up some decks. Super excited. And just so you know, for Unified, that means that everybody is playing Modern, but nobody can play any of the same cards minus basic lands. So that means if I'm on a team with you and I'm playing Temple Garden, you may not play Temple Garden in your deck. It looks like we're having a question about counters on the Lieutenant and the Champions. There are a lot of triggers to remember in the Soul Sisters deck. It seems kind of straightforward. Put white creatures into play, turn them sideways, gain some life, blah, blah, blah. But you have a lot of things that you have to remember to do and do correctly, because if you get behind on your life total or in the number of counters on your creature, it can get screwed up very quickly. Alright, so it looks like we have life totals adjusted, the correct number of counters on all the creatures, and we are in Josh's main phase. So it was a question about counters on the critters?
It was, they forgot about the suppression field tax, and Josh didn't actually have enough mana up to flicker the captain.
Both players forgot about it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we talked, and all play hadn't progressed beyond Josh drawing his card for the next turn, so I just had him rewind it back up to the attack.
Yeah, that sounds fair. All right, here is Windbreast Guides. You know the text on that one?
The hideaway. And so you get to look at the top 4.
Yep.
Exile 1 face down, and if you attack with at least 3 creatures, you can pay 1 white mana and tap the Windbreast Guides to cast the hidden away card.
Emrakul the Aeon's Torn. It is not in this deck, but it's a used to be a combo in Legacy to do the Shelldock Isle Emrakul with Doomsday decks, but
oh yeah, because then you just put your deck down to 5.
Yeah, put your deck down to 5, and then
make sure that your Emrakul is on top.
Well, you can put the Shelldock Isle on top, and then draw it, play it, hide away, put Emrakul under it, and then just activate it, and then you have Well, activate it on the next turn. As long as they don't wasteland your. Oh god, that'd be bad.
It seems like in Legacy that's I feel like, and I don't play much Legacy. I'm not very experienced, but every time I've ever seen Legacy, Legacy to me is the format of like 1,000 Wastelands. Every deck like runs 4 Wastelands. You should expect to always get Wastelands.
Generally, every deck does that isn't a combo deck or a very heavy control deck.
Yeah.
And there are control decks that do. All right, getting the life totals readjusted. It looks like Josh is sacking some Scions to tap some creatures. He might be.
Yeah, that suppression field making the displacer a lot less useful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think Tom's gonna take this one. He's got a pretty big board advantage, in my opinion, right now.
I mean, they both have considerable boards, and the Displacer and the Thought-Knot Seer are good size. But these 3 creatures, the 2 champions and the lieutenant, they grow with every human he casts. So
right, so eventually they're gonna get big enough to just not even care about the Eldrazi. And I don't think Bant Eldrazi typically runs any sort of board wipe card, really.
Not even All's Dust?
I could see that maybe making it in. Maybe like
attack
as
for
a
3
sideboard card, but I don't know if Josh has it. I don't know if he's running
if you have it, you definitely board it in on this.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the only thing it kills on your side is Noble Hierarch.
Right, and Displacer.
Displacer's devoid, so it's colorless.
Oh, I always forget about that, yeah. So yeah, it seems like it'd be a great sideboard card to bring in for a Bant Eldrazi deck, but I don't know if it's in his list or not, so...
Yeah. Have to find out.
Alright.
Looks like Thomas has a sister, and I'm not sure...
Still has that art? Oh, did you just grab... He just grabbed the Archangel with... What, did he flicker the Thought-Knot?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
That's a pretty powerful combination.
Yeah, I mean, you let them draw a card when you flicker it, but you get to just look at whatever they get again and just keep doing their best stuff.
They'll draw before, but the way the stack works, so they'll draw and then you get to choose to exile.
Right.
Yeah. So that seems fair.
Yeah. Unless the only scenario where that's kind of bad is if they have a bomb in hand that you can't deal with, and then they
2
draw
bombs.
a second bomb.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you have 2 Archangels. Well, dang.
Oh, great.
That Champion of the Parish.
I guess you're still technically taking care of one of them, but yeah, Champion of the Parish is a sweet card, dude. And
if Thomas had the reverse All Is Dust, like blow up all the colorless creatures.
I played in a Innistrad draft back when that was
up to
what
16.
Was going on in the day, and Ryan screwing up the life totals. And I drafted one time a really sweet green-white humans deck that I really Champion of the Parish, like A++.
I played
card.
That was humans was my deck of choice. That's standard.
Yeah.
I played it basically the entire season, and then right at the end of the season, I picked up Birthing Pod decks. I was like, oh my god, why didn't I do this the entire time? And I just broke our life total counter.
Oh boy. Well, we'll have faith in the fact that they're keeping track of their own life total.
I know. I'm gonna fix it.
So Josh is at 10. Thomas is at 16.
It seems like I'm having an issue with the keyboard.
Can you type in anything?
Nope.
Oh, it is a keyboard issue. Did the battery die?
Possibly.
Alright, well, we're going to look into a faulty keyboard issue, or Ryan is, and I'm going to keep talking about what's going on. So it looks like he's going to double block the Thalia's Lieutenant with a Thought-Knot and a Displacer. And then he's going to pay 5. And he's thinking about activating Displacer, looks like, and not sure what he's going to choose. Okay, he's going to blink Sky Spawner to get another Scion token, which puts Thomas back up to 20.
Boom. We did it.
We got it.
Got it.
And there's a Ranger Vios.
Up to 22.
Puts Thomas at 22. And short of like an All Is Dust or a Wrath, I don't see how Josh gets out of this one at this point.
It's possible that Thomas's mother could be hospitalized and he'll have to leave.
I shouldn't be laughing at that. That's pretty bad, but
yeah, I'm trying to think of Josh's outs here.
Right. Yeah. Flipping the table.
If Thomas gets enraged and flips the table, yeah. And then we have to disqualify him. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So Josh just has to just start picking away at Thomas.
No, we don't have. We don't recommend the players do that. It's very unsportsmanlike. You will be asked to leave.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like Thomas is getting Sarah's Ascendant, which we're not quite at 30, but he can get there, and also a Kytheon.
Yeah, I mean, Thomas's board is starting to kind of grow exponentially out of control here, so...
How would you feel if that's actually Jace Vryn's Prodigy, and we're just to troll us, we're assuming it's Kytheon, but we can't tell. It's really been Jace Vryn's Prodigy.
I mean, he has no way of casting it, Jace.
No, he's got an island. Island's right on top, ready to go. We saw Flooded Strands.
Something tells me that we're not going to see a Jace.
It's Jace. He flips it, flashes back Spectral Procession.
That's about the only semi-useful thing you can do with a Jace.
That would be amazing. If you had a bunch of sisters out, cast Spectral Procession, flash it back.
Why not?
Snapcaster Mage is a human. Jace Vryn's Prodigy is a human. I don't know.
Kytheon just seems better.
You should play Esper, though. You can play Lingering Souls.
Alright. Why doesn't he just play Goryo's Vengeance, then? Like, what is this?
I don't know. Probably because Ranger Vios isn't very good in Esper Goryo's Vengeance.
No.
I'm just saying. Alright, let me get these life totals up.
Gonna keep gaining lives.
Stop brewing bad decks on camera.
There you go. Played a Drowner of... What is it called? Drowner of Hope?
Drowner of Hope, yes.
Yeah. It's a big one.
He's a big boy.
Grows the life total, too, though.
And so, we're just about at 30 for that Sarah's Ascendant. Which will be at 30 when he casts it, so.
Yep.
Alright, so here's 2 for Spellskite.
Spellskite?
Yeah, it's a Spellskite.
Well, that's going to make dealing with anything Thomas has pretty hard.
Yeah. So he'll gain 2 here, and that'll take him up to 30.
Yep.
And then the Sarah's Ascendant will take him up to 30.
32.
Yep.
So he won't even lose his buff.
Oh, and here's 3 more dudes. Seriously, which is 36.
Yep.
Oh my.
Yep.
Oh my.
That's a lot of life.
A lot of life.
That is. Not quite as much life as, let's say, Infinite off of Devoted Druid combo.
That's mana, not life, right?
Well, yeah, but they can...
They play both.
Yeah, most of the ones I've seen still have Kitchen Finks in there.
Yeah, I mean,
for Infinite Life.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, if you have a deck where you can run like 8 different combos
All
off
right.
of like 3 cards, why not?
So it looks like Josh needs to do some blocking. Is there like any 0 mana costed thing that Thomas can flash in here to give his guys trample and blow out Josh?
For 0, no.
Are you sure? That sounds like a card.
It'd have to be Phyrexian mana, and I don't think such a card exists.
I'm just kidding.
I'll tell you what, another Engineered Explosives off
That-
the top would be pretty good for Josh.
Yeah, he'd want one for 1 and maybe even one for 0.
Alright, well, we know there's another one in there because he's had 2 different arts for 1. So
Yeah.
we know he's got at least
And
2.
Ancient Stirrings are redraws.
Yeah, so...
And actually, Ancient Stirrings can draw for all his dust if it's in his deck as well.
True, can do that as well. All's Dust, I think, would be...
The best draw,
The
yeah.
best.
Yeah. Until Thomas is just like Warping Whale. Boom. Counter it.
Just gonna keep making more...
Actually, is All's Dust an instant or a sorcery?
It's a sorcery.
It is a sorcery.
Yeah. And Josh here, he's at 4 life. He's fighting what I would say is a losing battle because he's trying to make as many Scions a turn as he can just to chump block.
Yeah, but you can't.
But every
you can't
time
make enough to keep up.
That, right? Well, every time he does that, Thomas gains.
Well, I think like at this point you don't care about life. You just care about the board.
Right.
Yeah.
He's got to stay alive long enough to
draw
all his dust if he has it, or engineered explosive, which you know he definitely has.
So there's a Smasher.
Smasher.
And I think Smasher would have been good at the point where Thomas had a bunch of 1/1s, but now that he's had the two champions and the lieutenant, yeah.
8/8 champion, a 5/5 champion, 6/6 lieutenant.
7. Is it started off as a 1/1?
Who?
The Values lieutenant.
Oh. I think so.
I'm not sure.
Could be a 2/2.
I was thinking in my head it was a 2/2, but I wasn't sure.
There's a Sarah Ascendant. Gonna pump up all the guys. Gonna gain him a bunch of life. I don't even know how much life he has now. Why don't you just pick a number?
Hold on. Hold on, I can fix this.
There's Kithian.
There we go.
Yeah. He's at 9 and some dots.
It's called an ellipses, sir. Alright,
There's... Yeah, I mean, he's gotta, like... He's gonna go to 1. Well, no, he can block a token. So he's going to 2.
Yeah. So... Well, he can also sack things to tap. Well, that'd have to be pre-combat. No, and he'd have to pay... Because of the suppression field, he'd have to pay for each of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can do 1 activation right now, I think.
Right.
And at this point, it's like... What do you even flicker? It's not... I don't think there's a good situation here other than him drawing a board wipe off the top.
Yeah, which honestly, the fact that he's still playing this game makes me think he has something like that in his deck.
Yeah, I mean, we know he for sure has another engineered explosives, at least.
Yeah.
We don't know what else he has.
How bad would it be if he, like, survives this turn, untaps, draws all his dust, and casts it, and then we have to figure out what Thomas's life total is, because it's now relevant.
We just wait till Josh beats him down a little bit.
Yeah.
Until they get down to a life total that we can...
You mean instead of going downstairs and being like, oh, guys, we weren't paying attention?
Yeah. No. All
right, he's down to 2. Josh gets another turn. Here it is. All's dust off the top. That's a Yavimaya Coast.
All right, here's where you tap your pain lands and just go out like a boss.
That's what I do. All right. Thomas Jones takes the match 2-0.
Yep.
Boom, up there on the screen for you. I don't think we're going to get another match under here. But
no, they started late in the round and they took a lot of time, so I bet most of the other matches are probably done by now.
On the off chance, we will do that, but otherwise we'll be back for round number 2, guys. Thanks for watching.